to show you what the Weld tool does in Cricut Design Space. I've gotten a few questions since posting the last project, doing popsicle holders and putting personalized names on those. Some people were asking about using a cursive font and what they needed to do to get the letters to weld together. Or they weren't sure even what the weld tool was. They didn't know how to get the letters to keep from cutting into each other. So today I'm going to show you guys how to use the Weld tool in Cricut Design Space, and this is the 2020 version where you actually download the program on your laptop or computer at home. So I'm going to first show you what the Weld tool does by using shapes. So I'm going to take a circle and we will color that purple. I'm going to grab a triangle and we will make that red. Alright, so these are two individual shapes, and what I want to do is I want to combine them. I want to make them one shape. So if I grab both of those and hit weld, it becomes one shape, as you can see. Now it's important to note that once I weld and save this project, I can't go back. But because I have not saved it yet, I can still go back and undo. So I have my two shapes again. You probably won't be using the Weld tool as much for something like that as you will for letters, which I'll show you what I mean by that. So let's type something like hello. It already grabbed my cursive font. And I got this font from dafont.com, and I do a whole video tutorial on how to download free fonts and get them in your Cricut Design Space, so you'll have to check that out. But for this particular word, we want to first, these letters are really spaced apart, so I'm going to go ahead and squeeze them together to make them touch. And you can just kind of figure out how, there we go, it's about right. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, and I want you to see, so it looks fine right now. If I were to go ahead and cut this though, I want to show you what you would see whenever you cut it. These letters are merging into each other. So that is not going to look good. It's not going to be a clean project. So what we're going to need to do is weld this word together. And I'll go ahead and show you in this version. So I'm going to select it, click weld, and you see how the lines, the letters no longer intersect. It becomes just one solid word. So that is how we're probably going to be using the Weld tool most of the time. You don't want to select draw. You want to definitely cut it. Unless you're using your pen tool or something. But I just wanted to show you guys how to weld letters together using Cricut Design Space, and this is again the 2020 version.